Exploring the enigmatic world of T.S. Eliot, his life and legacy. T.S. Eliot, an iconic figure in literary history, was born in 1888 in St. Louis, Missouri. His early life in the bustling, culturally diverse city provided a rich backdrop that would later influence his complex poetic expressions. Despite his eventual British citizenship, his American roots remained a significant part of his identity. In 1914, amidst the brewing turmoil of World War I, Eliot relocated to England, a move that would profoundly shape his career and personal life. The transition marked the beginning of his deep engagement with the European literary tradition and his gradual integration into the British cultural sphere. The year after his move, Eliot published The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, a poem that would come to define the modernist movement. This piece, with its stream of consciousness style and profound introspection, broke conventional boundaries and set Eliot on the path to literary fame. Eliot's literary ascent continued, and in 1927 he solidified his commitment to his adopted country by becoming a British citizen. This decision was intertwined with his conversion to Anglicanism, reflecting his deepening ties to the cultural and spiritual life of England. His contributions to literature were recognized globally when he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1948. This accolade was a testament to his influence on the 20th century literary landscape, cementing his status as a pivotal figure in both American and British literature. Before dedicating himself fully to writing, T.S. Eliot pursued a career in banking. His early professional life was spent at Lloyd's Bank in London, where he worked on foreign accounts. This experience, while seemingly unrelated to his literary career, provided him with a unique perspective on modern life that influenced his later works. Eliot's profound knowledge of diverse cultural, religious, and literary traditions is evident throughout his poetry. He seamlessly integrated references from a myriad of sources, including ancient texts, religious doctrines, and contemporary works. This rich tapestry of influences helped to create the complex and layered narratives that characterize his most celebrated pieces. The influence of French poets like Charles Baudelaire and Jules Laforgue on Eliot's work cannot be overstated. Their exploration of the symbolic and their avant-garde styles resonated with Eliot, shaping his early poetic voice. This Francophile tendency was pivotal in developing the modernist aesthetic that Eliot would come to epitomize. As his career progressed, T.S. Eliot's literary style underwent a significant transformation. Initially aligned with the modernist movement, characterized by its experimental approach to form and structure, Eliot gradually shifted towards a more orthodox style. This later phase reflected his deepening religious convictions and his search for order and tradition in the chaotic modern world. Eliot's Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats marked a departure from his typical complex and serious poetry, showcasing his lighter side through whimsical verses about feline antics. The book's charming and imaginative poems captured the hearts of readers and eventually inspired the globally successful musical Cats, further cementing Eliot's influence in popular culture. T.S. Eliot's role as editor of The Criterion magazine significantly shaped modern literary discourse. Through this platform, Eliot introduced and supported various groundbreaking writers and thinkers, establishing a benchmark for literary quality and innovation during its publication from 1922 to 1939. Despite his acclaim, Eliot was known for his reclusive nature, often avoiding the public eye. His reserved demeanor added an air of mystery to his persona, making his rare public appearances and interviews highly anticipated events. This privacy also allowed him to focus deeply on his writing and editorial work. Eliot's personal life, particularly his first marriage to Vivian Haywood, was fraught with difficulty. Their union was marked by emotional turmoil and health problems, leading to their separation in 1933. This tumultuous relationship influenced many of Eliot's themes of despair and alienation in his work. As a critic, Eliot penned essays that have become foundational texts in literary criticism. His insights into the role of tradition and the individual talent in writing have influenced countless scholars and writers. His critical work remains a cornerstone of 20th century literary analysis. In 1927, Eliot's conversion to Anglicanism marked a significant turning point in his life and work. His religious beliefs deeply permeated his writing, providing a framework for exploring complex themes of redemption and human frailty. This spiritual journey was pivotal in shaping the philosophical depth of his later works. T.S. Eliot's academic journey was marked by his time at Harvard, the Sorbonne, and Oxford, reflecting a diverse and profound educational background. These experiences not only shaped his literary style, but also enriched his cultural perspectives, enabling him to weave a complex tapestry of thoughts and references in his works. Awarded the Order of Merit in 1948 by King George VI, Eliot's contributions to literature were recognized at the highest levels. This prestigious honor underscored his status as a literary giant, celebrating his profound impact on modern poetry and his innovative use of style and content. Murder in the Cathedral, one of Eliot's notable plays, explores the martyrdom of St. Thomas Becket. This work exemplifies his ability to blend historical narratives with profound theological and philosophical questions, presenting them in a dramatically compelling format that challenges and engages audiences. Eliot's poetic style is renowned for its use of fragmentation, a technique that mirrors the tumultuous times he lived in. This method allowed him to capture the essence of modern existence, its disjointed and often chaotic nature, making his poetry resonate with readers navigating the complexities of the 20th century. Themes of despair, alienation, and isolation pervade Eliot's work, reflecting the existential uncertainties of modern life. His ability to articulate the human condition in such a relatable yet profound manner has made his poetry a cornerstone for both literary scholars and casual readers seeking understanding and connection. T.S. Eliot's incorporation of the stream of consciousness technique significantly influenced contemporary and subsequent writers. This narrative method, which captures the flow of thoughts and feelings running through the mind, was revolutionary and helped shape modernist literature, offering readers a profound psychological depth and a novel perspective on personal consciousness. Eliot was not only a poet, but also a guiding light to many, particularly Ezra Pound, one of his contemporaries and fellow poets. His mentorship was characterized by a mutual exchange of ideas which greatly shaped the modernist movement. This collegial relationship helped refine each poet's approach to form and style. Thomas Stearns Eliot, a name synonymous with innovation in 20th century literature, left an indelible mark on English poetry and drama. His works, distinguished by their complex symbolism and deep philosophical queries, continue to be the subject of scholarly study and literary reverence, demonstrating his profound impact on the literary world. Eliot's works have not escaped controversy, particularly the perceived anti-Semitic elements within some of his poetry. These aspects have sparked significant debate and criticism, prompting readers and scholars alike to wrestle with the complex layers of his literary legacy and the cultural context in which his works were penned. Four Quartets, a masterpiece published between 1936 and 1942, is often considered the pinnacle of Eliot's poetic achievements. These four interconnected poems delve into themes of time, redemption, and human experience, showcasing Eliot's matured vision and his mastery in blending mystical and philosophical insights with personal reflection. T.S. Eliot, a towering figure in the world of literature, passed away in London in 1965. His death marked the end of an era for modernist poetry, leaving behind a legacy of profound influence and complex, introspective works that continue to be studied and revered in literary circles today. Eliot's reserved nature extended into his personal life, as he was known for being exceptionally private and protective. This characteristic made him an enigmatic figure, which perhaps added to the mystique surrounding his literary work. He rarely participated in interviews, preferring to let his extensive body of work speak for itself. The disillusionment following World War I significantly shaped Eliot's thematic and stylistic approach in his writings. This period infused his work with a sense of despair and questioning, reflecting the broader societal uncertainties of the time. His experiences and observations during this turbulent period heavily influenced his poetic expression. In recognition of his monumental contributions to poetry, the T.S. Eliot Prize was established in 1993. This prestigious award is considered one of the UK's most significant honours for poetry, celebrating outstanding new verse published in the UK and Ireland, thereby continuing Eliot's legacy in inspiring contemporary poets. Eliot's final resting place is in East Coker, a village that held personal significance as the ancestral home from which his family originated before emigrating to America. His ashes interred there symbolize a full-circle moment, connecting the profound global impact of his work with his personal and familial origins. T.S. Eliot found a much-needed respite in his personal life when he married Valerie Fletcher in 1957. This second marriage brought him happiness and stability, contrasting sharply with the strife of his earlier marital experiences. Valerie, significantly younger than Eliot, provided him with companionship and support during his later years. In his early career, Eliot was aligned with the Imagist movement, which emphasized clarity, precision, and economy of language. However, as his style evolved, he distanced himself from the strict confines of Imagism. This shift allowed him to explore more complex and abstract themes in his poetry and plays. Eliot had a keen interest in detective fiction, which was an amusing diversion from his more serious literary work. He indulged this passion by writing anonymous reviews of detective novels. This lesser-known aspect of his career highlights his ability to appreciate and critique popular literature. Throughout his life, Eliot battled various health issues, including emphysema. These challenges impacted his productivity and public appearances. Despite his health struggles, he continued to write and influence the literary world, demonstrating remarkable resilience and dedication to his craft. The Hollow Men, published in 1925, is one of Eliot's most poignant works. Its closing lines, "This is the way the world ends, not with a bang but a whimper," have become iconic. The poem reflects his deep-seated feelings of disillusionment and despair, encapsulating the post-war sentiment of his generation. T.S. Eliot's writing is renowned for its complex structure and deliberate use of language, challenging readers to deeply engage with the text. His works, including poems and plays, employ intricate literary devices and layered meanings that invite analysis and interpretation, making them a staple in the study of modernist literature. His influence spread far beyond his own literary creations, impacting not only contemporaries like Virginia Woolf, but also later generations, including Ted Hughes. Eliot's unique style and themes inspired a broad spectrum of writers, each drawing different elements from his profound explorations of human experience and modernity. Eliot's intellectual reach extended into philosophy and theology, weaving these disciplines into his literary work. His writings often reflect a deep engagement with existential questions and theological concepts, influencing not just literary circles, but also philosophical and theological thought. Throughout his career, Eliot sometimes published under pseudonyms, with Old Possum being one of the most notable. This allowed him to explore different voices and styles, broadening his literary scope and experimenting with new forms without the weight of his established reputation influencing reader reception. Today, T.S. Eliot's legacy continues to resonate globally. His works are celebrated and studied for their profound impact on English literature, and his influence is perpetuated through awards like the T.S. Eliot Prize, underscoring his enduring significance in the literary world.